Welcome to my guide on Violetta Vane. Behind me, you're seeing the results of an Abyss 1 strategy I want to showcase in this video, in which Violetta Vane is integral to such a creative solution to such a hard piece of content on such a young account. If you look behind me, this is a 63,000, almost 64,000 blood run. I was able to do this on my first try using Roxanne's strategy that you're going to see highlighted in this video. This has no Kagiri, no Sun Wukong, no Aelin, no Ireless. It goes on and on. We are using a strategy held together by Violetta Vane, Gretchen, Kanan, Soul Cadence, and Moradin, and my god, these 5 units work together in the craziest way that we can get away with using Ryzen, who's only putting up 46.5 million damage. He's really used just for some shield breaking, and that is it. It is a crazy strategy, and this is going to be a crazy guide on Violetta Vane. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Fastidious.
So, earlier today, I decided I wanted to make a guide on Violetta Vane in Abyss 1. I have used her a bunch in account takeovers that I do offline. You guys know I do takeovers every single frickin' day, at least one, but I did not have Violetta built on my account. So I messaged some people in my guild, and I even messaged people on my War General chat on my Discord, the Fast and the Fastidious. By the way, if you are not a member, you absolutely should join. We have over 15,500 members, and I'd love you to be another one of them. Link in the description and the top pinned comment. Anyone currently running an Infernal comp with Violetta in Abyss 1, looking for a strong 60k plus team to showcase her in for a video today. And a few people messaged me. A huge shout out to Ron Seraphim, another great creator. A big shout out to my guild leader Hawkus, but the biggest shout out to the creator whose account I am on in today's video, Roxanne, aka Roxy in Wonderland. Roxanne reached out and messaged me, "Hi Fastidious, I saw you were looking for an Abyss comp with Violet. I'm using her with fairly low awakenings across the team with Infernals and Nightmare. She makes Soul Cadence and Kanan with his bond pop off." And that is said very well. Violetta does a lot of damage, but my god, is she an amazing enabler of a successful or unbelievably successful Infernal team. So I answered Roxanne. I said, could I hop on your account and do the run? They said, absolutely. They sent me a link to this video if I needed any tips, but I've got to say, this video is amazing, but the strategy Roxanne came up with is so strong. I only watched this for placements, and then already I got 60k on my first try with this team right here. Quick reminder, we have no Kagiri, no Sun Wukong, no Aelin, no Ireless. This is an insane, insane team. These are all the units, and here is the craziest part. You probably saw it on the thumbnail, but my god, we did this on a level 80 account. Roxanne has created a genius strategy here, and all of you guys should go check out their channel. I'll link their channel as well in the description and the top pinned comment. I would love it if everyone subscribed to this channel. It is a new channel. It gets straight to the point with really cool showcases and guides. You will not regret it. I'll put the Roxanne info right there. So look at this. Let's go to the sign-in. This account is on day 191. It is less than 200 days old. It is only level 80. Only 4.5 million BP coming at us out of Australia. Roxanne has put something crazy together here, and they're pulling it off with literally none of the most meta units. I shouldn't say literally none. Obviously, Violetta is amazing. She's the topic of the guide. Kanan is amazing. Soul Cadence is amazing. Gretchen is amazing. Morden's amazing. You get it. But we're not using some of the most popular units out there, and we're getting this done comfortably, like literally my first try on this level 80 account. A huge shout out to Roxanne. Check out the channel below. Let's get into this, and let's have a talk about Violetta Vane. So, Violetta Vane is not just a nice character to look at who does this when you click onto her character screen, hit that pose. No, she is a great DPS and an even greater enabler of huge damage for your entire team comp, particularly when you're running an Infernal squad. So what makes her so good? Well, the first thing to know is she is a burn unit. She puts out constant burns. From her talents right here, you can see whenever she deals damage, there is a 50% chance that she will inflict burn. Obviously, she deals damage a lot. She's a damage dealer, so she has a lot of opportunities to put out burn. The thing that takes Violetta to a unique place as an Infernal unit and a really meta part of the Infernal team is this right here. Infernal Blaze. So whenever Violetta Vane goes to place damage, she has a 50% chance to place burn, but also a 50% chance to place Infernal Blaze. What happens when an enemy target is under Infernal Blaze? Well, they will suffer a 30% magic resistance reduction, aka a 30% magic defense break, and before the duration ends, if the bearer has 3 burning effects on them, and they will because you're running her in a burning infernal comp, she will convert this Infernal Blaze into a soul burn that lasts for 10 seconds. So now you want to know, what is soul burn? When she triggers soul burn, which she does all the time, because as long as there are 3 active burns and Infernal Blaze is up, she's gonna do it, she inflicts burns equal to the current amount of burns on the target. This is capped at 10, but basically, if you have a lot of burns out there, she immediately shoots the burns up to 10. The bearer will continue to suffer the 30% magic res reduction she was putting out with the original Infernal Blaze, and remember, this lasts 10 seconds, and on top of that, for the duration of Soul Burn, for a full 10 seconds, all the burning effects will have their durations continuously refreshed, so none of them are going to tick off while Soul Burn is active. The real kicker, though, is the final part of this Soul Burn effect. Meanwhile, she increases all allies' burning damage by 50%. So for those 10 seconds, she basically maxes out the amount of burns or comes close to it. She permanently refreshes the duration of those burns for the 10 seconds. And that entire time, all those burns are dealing 1.5x damage. They're all dealing 50% more damage. This effect cannot be repeatedly inflicted within 10 seconds, so you'll see it's basically 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, but it is unbelievable. One thing to note, the Violetta in this guide is at A1, and her A1 is absolutely crazy. So at A1, she increases the duration of Soul Burn by 6 seconds. That is major, because remember, there's essentially a 10-second cooldown before you can reapply Soul Burn. So when the duration was only 10 seconds, it was like a 50-50 on and off between Soul Burn being up and then you having to wait to replace it. Now it's 16 seconds on, 10 seconds off. That's a lot better. If we do a little math, now the uptime is 16 divided by 26, which is 61.5%. So basically, 61, 62% of the time we have Soul Burn, and only 38% of the time, 39% of the time, we don't. That is a major difference. That's a lot more time, a ton of damage is going out at the boss with the increased burning multipliers from the Soul Burn effect. It's very, very synergistic with the Infernal comp, and it's very good. The next part is actually very strong. You heard me say when we discussed Infernal Blaze that it took 3 burning effects to convert Infernal Blaze into Soul Burn. Actually, it typically takes 4 burns to cause this conversion, but once you have her A1, the required number of burning effects is reduced from 4 to 3. So that is very, very nice. So this A1 definitely takes things to the next level. Don't think you need it, but absolutely it helps. And it's a very, very, very good awakening. So I do want to clock that, and I do want to let you know that if you can pick up an A1 Violetta, it will help. But don't think you need her A1 to pull off incredible things. You'll see in this video, the gear is definitely good. I mean, actually, this piece is ridiculous, but it's not mind-blowing, right? Like, this is a non-tier 3 set. It's not all quads. It's just like really, really good solid gear. Remember, this is a level 80 account, and this player, right, Roxanne, is only gearing their best couple DPS. If you farm hard and invest time into your account, you can do this too. You really can. It may seem impossible, but if you farm hard for a month and stop summoning a little bit, I'm telling you, you can get awesome stuff. This is already the gist of her kit. If I can take you through it really quickly, because this is a Violetta guide, I'll explain all these skills, the active skills and the passives, in just a moment. We'll go over the remaining awakenings, and then we'll hop right into battle, and live, I will beat this for you, using the Roxanne strat, which is an incredible strat. So if we look at the basic attack here, super simple. She's a single target magic DPS, so she's going to deal 120% magic damage to one enemy in range. If we go to the ultimate now, first off, let's look at the talent. The ultimate attack is guaranteed to inflict Infernal Blaze and Burning. It's one singular blast window in the ultimate. It's pretty brief. You can see it's 3.5 seconds. In this window, we're guaranteed with these hits to put out Infernal Blaze and Burning. And in that time, we're doing 5 individual hits, boom, 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 of 250% magic damage to the one enemy in range with the highest HP. On top of that, she'll inflict a 5-second slow, which is a nice long slow. If the enemy is already under Soul Burn, this ultimate will refresh the duration of Soul Burn. So if you don't have her A1, it will bring it back up to 10 seconds. And if you do have her A1 or higher, it will bring it back up to 16 seconds. If you time this out strategically, it can be very, very, very good. It does not inflict an additional stack of Infernal Blaze because you can't have Infernal Blaze and Soulburn on at the same time. Soulburn effectively is just like the premium version of Infernal Blaze. On top of that, she's going to restore 30% of her max HP, which is kind of clutch. It's hard to stay alive in some of this content, particularly Abyss 1, that's a good example, so she helps herself stay alive a bit more. On top of that as well, if she's deployed in a Lord team of the same faction, in this case she's on Soul Caden's team, she will also restore 30% of health to her faction team members. Very nice. We've got her first passive over here, Unholy Flame. Whenever she inflicts Soulburn, she's going to deal a burst of 125% magic damage to the bearer of Soulburn. And on top of that, she's going to spread all burning effects to up to 2 enemy targets within 1 tile of the bearer. This is not very relevant for Abyss 1, but it is pretty clutch in some other content. On top of that, subsequent refreshes of Soulburn will deal an equal amount of damage. It won't do the burn spread if you're refreshing the same Soulburn effect, right? The same Soulburn debuff, but each time you refresh it, you will deal that little burst of 125% magic damage. If we go to the second passive over here, Sadistic Delight, whenever an ally hero inflicts burn on the enemy with Infernal Blaze or Soulburn, for every 1 burning effect on the enemy, that ally gains a 3% damage increase for 7 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So that's 15% more damage allies can put out when they are inflicting burns or refreshing burns on a target under either Infernal Blaze or Soulburn. So effectively, all our burn heroes, Soul Cadence, Kanan, and Gretchen, and obviously Violetta, they're getting a unique kind of damage increase during the battle. So she has a great way of elevating the damage an entire Infernal burn team can put out. She is really, really good, and I do want to take this moment to say, when she came out, I didn't think she was bad at all, but I didn't think she was that exceptional. I just thought she was another decent single target mage, and what I really slept on was not her damage, but her ability to raise the damage of everyone else around her. She's a good DPS, she's a fantastic synergistic support inside the Infernal comp. Let's go to the Awakenings now. We already went over the amazing A1. That's the only Awakening we're showcasing in this video. But if you want to know, at A2, she gets plus 300 attack. Pretty nice for a single target mage. She doesn't have low attack, but she doesn't have high attack. Very standard for single target. She's at 4,633. So this A2 brings that number up to 4,933. At A3 now, this is a nice effect. The ultimate will now deal an extra instance of damage, so another burst of 250% damage. Typically it's 5, so that's 1,250% damage. With 6, now it's going to be 1,500% damage. And on top of that, its damage will increase by 5% for every 1 burning effect on the target, up to a maximum increase of 25%. If you're running a Violetta comp, you should always have at least 5 burns on the target, at least if you're doing boss content, single target content. So this is a 25% damage boost for her specific ultimate. It's very nice for boosting her damage. It's not as game-changing overall for the comp as her A1. The A1's definitely her best Awakening. At A4, she picks up 8% penetration, so as a baseline now, she ignores an additional 8% magic resistance. And then at A5, when she inflicts Soulburn on the enemy, she also will inflict Infernal Blaze on one other enemy with the highest HP within 2 tiles of them. So this is irrelevant for single target, single boss content, but for other things, it's pretty cool that she's putting Soulburn and Infernal Blaze out in different locations. On top of that, though, if there are no other enemies in range, she's going to give herself 20% rage. And that's clutch because she puts out most of her damage outside of burning through her ultimate. And remember, her ultimate refreshes the duration of Soulburn if the target's under Soulburn. That is very nice. So there you have it. That is Violetta Vane. Enough yapping. Let's see her in action. I do want to quickly show you the builds on these other units just so you can see. They're definitely good, but they are not crazy. You have to remember, this is a level 80 account. By the way, this was Violetta's artifact. She's in the tier of Twilight, obviously. Great augments, but not game-breaking. This is going to be Soul Cadence over here. Really, really nice. Obviously, this is not a free-to-play account. A5 Soul Cadence is kind of crazy. If we go to the gear over here, just the best Hell's Lament on the account. We've got a triple here, not a quad, with a lot of crit rate though. We've got a great quad here with Rage Regen, really good for Soul Cadence. And then we have a triple here that's honestly good, but not crazy. Pretty nice variant effect though. He's not going to benefit though in this battle because he is a faction team member. He's the faction lord. We have a fairly interesting weapon here. Definitely cool, tons of attack, but an interesting way to use a non-crit piece in a 4-piece crit build. Tons of attack. It's always nice to have Rage Regen on Soul Cadence, but it's kind of funky. This is a nice little quad. Good rolls, nothing crazy. Very good build on Soul Cadence. He's a key member of this comp. We do have A1 Kanan, who is needed for this strategy if you're not going to bring a better physical DPS. You can see we've got a quad here with Rage Regen, a little Bloodthirst bonus from the variant. Here we have got a triple with some nice rolls. Here we have got a Watchguard exclusive with a decent triple. Here is a nice Rage Regen quad again. Tons of Rage Regen. You don't really need this much Rage Regen on Kanan, but it definitely works for this comp because we can ult a lot. This is a Rage Regen quad with big rolls with the Volca weapon. And then we have a decent quad with low crit rate, low flat attack, and then big attack bonus and crit damage there. I'm not going to break down every single piece, but I just want to show you they've invested a ton of effort into this specific team and getting these builds, but it's a level 80 account. They made it happen. Here's Moradin. I'll just click through if you want to see. Some nice Soulbound Arcana. Not so many natural quads here with attack speed and stuff, but overall just very good, well-farmed gear. We've got the Helm of Helios, so no exclusive. Who else can I quickly show you? Ryzen, he's not doing too much. He's in a nice Cataclysm build, but he's out of Diao range, as you'll see in this comp. And then I just want to show you the DPS. And then here is Gretchen. So Gretchen, she's in a nice Soulbound Arcana build. Again, all these have HP bonus. This is our first squad. No huge rolls. Great attack bonus. A lot of unrivaled power. 2 maxed out attack bonuses. And then this is the best quad on the account. So there you have it. Very, very nice. Shattered Hilt on the exclusive. If you want to quickly get a sense of what the healers look like, I'll click through super fast. This is the Elowen actually rocking an HP bonus bangle. That's very cool. Crazy weapon here. Wow. And then we've got, where's Narissa hiding out? This is Narissa. So there you have it. Outside of this, another HP bonus. Very cool. That's a nice way to do it if you've got enough healing. So yeah, something to clock for sure. The awakenings on Soul Cadens are crazy, but outside of that, no one here is over A2. Yes, there are some key awakenings with the A1 on Violetta Vayne and the A1 on Kanan, but really outside of the A5 Soul Cadence, there's nothing too crazy here. All right, let's begin. Here is the run. Let's go into Abyss 1. I'm excited. Hopefully I don't blow it. And again, one huge shout out to Roxanne for putting this together and giving me their account. You know, I've showcased creator stuff before, but I don't think I've ever just hopped onto their account and just went in blind, which is basically what happened here. So let's throw some 1x. Let me make myself a little smaller. Let's start this over, and I'll take you through it. So first things first, I'm going to take Kanan and place him here. He's going to get Wings of Grace from Elowen. Then I am going to take my Soul Cadence, or Roxanne's Soul Cadence, place him here. Get Wings of Grace from Narissa. Then I'm going to take Gretchen. We really need Gretchen for the physical DPS. Place her there and place Diao Chan. We're going to Diao flip Diao Chan. Get Moradin going right here. Then Violetta, the queen of the show. We got, I'm totally blanking his name, Ryzen. And then here I'm going to place Tordor. All right, here are the stats. Let's get ready. I'll walk you through all my ult timings and stuff like that. I'm sitting on Soul Cadence here, waiting for my physical DPSers to come around. There they are. So Soul Cadence, because he's going to put out the debuffs, right? A1, he puts out vulnerabilities. There's Gretchen. There's Moradin. Let's ult with them. Waiting. Go with Violetta here for some Soulbound Arcana stacks for everybody. Here's the second Drake's Bellow. I'm going to go with Kanan right now. Now I'm going to go with Corridor right at the end of the second Drake's Bellow. We'll ult with Elowen, and now we can place the Wood Elf right here. Definitely nice to leverage the Wood Elf. I'm going to hold off on Ryzen. I'm really just using him for that burst at the beginning of his ult with the shield break. So there we go. The shield's about to come. I'm going to ult with Ryzen. Boom. We'll take this all down. And ult with Soul Cadence again here to get some vulnerabilities up. Now we're dealing some nice damage. There's Gretchen again. You can see whenever Gretchen has 5, we're getting big damage. We're getting big rage regen. Very nice stuff. I'm going to sit on Kanan because I have to switch him to magic. Quick reminder about Kanan. When you have him A1 or higher, he is a physical DPS when he is on the ground and a magic DPS when he's on a platform. He's going to put up crazy damage. This is going to switch at 552, so at 522, so at 523, I'm going to pick up Kanan and move him over here. And then I'm going to go with Violetta now that it's switched. It's back down. Now, good timing Roxanne likes to do, which I can show you, is right at the end of the first Drake's Bellow on the magic phases. That's a good time to drop the Wood Elf, so that's what I'm going to do. Boom. Definitely helps. Ult with Kanan again. Remember, he's magic DPS now because he's on a platform. Ult with Eloin. Go with Gretchen, not for the damage, but when she's full, right, she's going to start giving big rage regen. And especially for this first magic cycle, it makes it so we don't have to switch the direction of Moradin. We don't need Moradin for rage regen right now. We will use him for the second magic round, but right now we don't need him. There you go. Gretchen's given some nice rage regen. There's Violetta. We can go with her again. See the stacks here, the huge amount of burns. And you can see here, we have the really nice, they're actually both placed right now, the Infernal Blaze and the Soul Burn. Really good. I don't actually know why they are concurrent. Maybe once this time's out. Maybe you can have both live, but then it can't last over. I never noticed they're both there. That's insane. Don't even get it. Here's the Meteoric Deluge. Let's ult with Torador. Once about halfway, or as soon as we can, we're going to ult with Soul Cadens. Go with Kanan. Big damage here. We're just going to look at this shield. It's up. It's gone. Boom. Kane's hit comes in. This is going to switch again at 414. I'm going to get a little bit more damage out of Kanan here in a second. And a little bit more out of Violetta. Now at 414, I'm getting ready with my physical DPS. And I'm going to go with Soul Cadens again to get the vulnerabilities up. As soon as this switches, boom, we ult with Moradin and we ult with Gretchen. I'm going to go overview mode because I have to get ready to move Kanan. Here we go. I'm going to just put him here. As long as he's next to Torador, it doesn't matter exactly where we put him. Actually easier for me to grab him there. And you can see we're already over 30k. It's pretty huge damage. Pretty major stuff. Here's Ryzen outside of Gao range, by the way. Throw this on one. Oh, it's already on 1x. I feel like it's going too fast. Here's the Storm Surge, so I'm going to place the Wood Elf. Go with Eloin. And tank that. Let's go with Kanan again. He's on the ground now, so we're doing good physical DPS. I'm going to save Soul Cadence for the vulnerabilities for breaking the shield as fast as possible. He won't do damage on the physical phase, but he'll put out some great vulnerabilities for us. Go with Moradin. Remember, I'm still waiting on Ryzen here. Go with Gretchen. Go Torador. Now these orbs are going to start dropping there. Now I'm going to go Soul Cadence. Wait a second. Now he comes up. Now I'm going to go with Ryzen. Let's go with Kanan. We're going to take the shield down like it's nothing. Very good. The next switch is going to be at 306, so I'm paying attention to the clock now. Go with Kanan again, get a little bit more damage, get greedy. Could have waited and just switched him right away, but it's all good. We're already up to about 42k. As soon as we're getting the switch here, boom, we're going to ult with Violetta. We're going to ult with Soul Cadens, Gretchen. Now I'm going to switch. Let me get the overhead view. Can I see? I'm going to switch. Dude, let me see you. There you go. I'm going to switch Moradin so he doesn't have an enemy in his attack range. There we go. I don't know why that took me so long. Here's the Drake's Bellow, so that's a great time, right, to drop. Now we can move Kanan and put him back on the platform, so now he's a magic DPS. Go with Eloin now. Thinking that. Perfect. You can see it's a little tough for Gretchen, but we made it. Get ready again with Violetta. Boom. I'm going to hold off on Soul Cadence because I want to break that shield right with the perfect timing. Drake's Bell, we can go Torador now, so he's a little tankier. Kanan again. You can see how quickly Kanan's ult comes back. He's in the Ascendant form the whole time. And when he's in Ascendant form, right, and he ults, what that ult does is it gives him 50% rage. So he's just ulting constantly. This view again. And this is at about halfway. I'm going to go Soul Cadence. You do get the first death from Torador, but it doesn't matter because he gets one death. That's his kit even at A0. Let's go with Gretchen. Some Rage, both Ryzen, just in case it helps with the shield a little bit. And watch, pop goes the Weasel. Boom. That's the fourth shield, and it went down in about 2 seconds. Tokens is crazy. Don't get it twisted. All right, we're going to leave Morden there. We don't need to turn him till it switches. The next switch is at about 157. Go with Kanan again. Trying to get as much of this magic damage as I can. Go with Violetta. It's on 1x. Soul Cadence. Now we're getting ready to switch. The overhead view just for Kanan. Okay, let's move Morden. Go. Now he's attacking again. Go Kanan. Okay, at this point we've switched. We can take off Violetta. We don't need her anymore. There's our 60k. We can already go with Torador since it doesn't matter, since we're not going to be able to break this last shield. I get the Wood Elf ready in just a second. I'm going to Diao switch right now. Gretchen and now the Wood Elf. Can already go with Ryzen. We're not going to be able to do the shield. There's our 60k, just like that. Now I'm going to switch Diao back and just do my best. Simple as that. We're holding on. Trying to get some big damage. Let's get some vulnerabilities from Soul Cadence. There's our 63. Can we get 64? That'd be so nice. Sorry, I know I'm really focused. It's a tough one. Go with Kanan. There's 64. A little bit more. This one for the boys. Go, go, go. All right, Kanan's going. 65. Not too shabby. We never stood a chance on the shield, I promise. There you go. 65.3. I know the best that Roxanne has pulled off is 70k with like perfect timings and getting 1 extra ult out of Soul Cadence at the end. I used him for the vulnerabilities here. That's pretty dang good. That's only the second time I've ever done that. I already got the score up higher, easily at 60k on this level 80 account. You can see Violetta, the damage isn't huge, but it still beats Morden, which is pretty impressive. She's only behind these 3 juggernauts over here, and she's absolutely boosting the damage of all 3 of these guys. She's helping herself, but she's really helping Kanan, she's really helping Soul Cadence, and she's really helping Gretchen. It's major stuff. She's giving them damage boosts, she's making their burns more effective. It's a really, really cool role she fills, and she is fantastic. So there you have it. One final reminder to check out Roxy and Wonderland's channel. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the all notifications bell. It is a great way to help them out. Incredible result, incredible strategy. No Kagiri, no Sun Wukong, no Sergey, no Aelin, no Draylin. I should have said that at the beginning. No Draylin. No Ireless? There you have it. Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you, Violetta. What a guide. You made it to the end of this video. Clearly, you liked something or you learned something or whatever. Please consider subscribing to my channel as well. Give the video a big thumbs up and, of course, check out Roxy's channel. I've been Fastidious. Share it with your mother. This has been my Violetta Vane guide, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
Fastidious.